Welcome students in another session of grade 12 biology, chapter 5, part 4. In this video, we will be learning about the chromosomal theory of inheritance. Before starting with, we will discuss why did Mendel's work remain unrecognized. Here are some reasons that why the Mendel work was unrecognized. The first one is communication was not easy at that time. Second one is Mendel has used mathematical approach and his approach was new and all the scientists were not agreeing, was not accepted his approach by all the scientists. The concept of gene as stable and discrete unit could not explain the continuous variation, right? According to his theory that genes, he was getting though the same results, but everywhere, like in all the chromosomes and all the crosses, the results what he has discussed, what every other scientists were not getting. So it was continuously variation. So he didn't explain the variation much. He just explained that the inheritance, characters, factors passes from one generation to other. But what about the variation? He didn't respond anything on the variation concept. Then the fourth reason is he could not give physical proof for the existence of factor. Physically, he didn't isolate the DNA. He didn't give us the proof that yes, chromosome does exist, such factors does exist, right? So these are the four reasons that why the Mendel's approach was, the Mendel work was not recognized, was not accepted by the scientists at that moment. Then came in 1900, De Vries, Correns and Tedma. They worked independently and rediscovered Mendel's results. And then came the chromosomal theory of inheritance. What is that chromosomal inheritance, theory of inheritance states, and who discovered it? Sutton and Boveri in 1990 proposed the theory of chromosomal theory of inheritance. They said that the pairing and separation of pair of chromosomes lead to segregation of pair of factors they carry. So this is the second law of inheritance that what Mendel did is give us, right? So according to them, the paired genes, they say that pairing and separation of pair of chromosome leads to the separation of factors as well. Sutton united chromosomal segregation with Mendelian principles and called it as chromosomal theory of inheritance. So it's simple. Mendel was working on genes, factors. Here, the same theory, the same principle, Sutton carried it on the chromosomes. It is more acceptable than the factors because what he said that chromosome contain the factor, so chromosome separates due to separation of chromosome. The genes also separate, that is factor also separates, and Sutton united the principles of Mendel and this chromosomal segregation and gave the new theory, that is chromosomal theory of inheritance. What are the statements of chromosomal theory of inheritance? Number one is chromosomes are vehicle of inheritance. According to this theory, they say, Sutton and Boveri, they say that chromosomes are the vehicle of inheritance, that is heredity. Two identical chromosomes form a homologous pair. Yes, these are the homologous pair of chromosomes, right? That two identical chromosomes, if are there, then they form the homologous pair. Third statement says homologous pairs segregate during gamete formation. This what we have learned in in video 1, part 1 of this chapter, law of segregation. So it's the same, just what Sutton and Boveri have done. All the principles are same, only they are using the word chromosomes. Homologous pairs segregate during gamete formation. Fourth point indicates independent pairs segregate independently. This is law of independent assortment, the third law of Mendel's, right? So these are the true statements that are there in the chromosomal theory of inheritance. There was one more point that states that as genes are present on chromosomes, hence they show similar behavior, right? So this was much accepted than the factors, because chromosome, by the time they all were knowing that chromosomes are there, right? But during the Mendel's experiment, he has not given any physical evidence proof for his theory, so his theory was much more not accepted at the time. Let's learn. Then Thomas Hunt Morgan worked with the fruit flies. Yes, Sutton and Bovary, just they gave us a theory. The practical approach on chromosomal theory of inheritance was done by Thomas Hunt Morgan. He worked with the fruit flies. You need to remember the name Drosophila melanogaster to prove chromosomal theory of inheritance. So if in exam it has been asked theory, who has given the theory? Sutton and Bovary. And who has experimentally proved, or who has given the physical proof? That is Morgan. Drosophila is a suitable material for genetic study because, now these are the reasons why Drosophila is best to study. It's a good material for genetic study. Number one is they can grow on simple synthetic medium. They can go on simple synthetic medium. You can prepare any, you can even keep any banana, rotten bananas. Also, you'll get this Drosophila melanogaster easily. Second reason is their generation time is short. That is of about 12 to 14 days. Breeding can be done throughout the year. You can have these Drosophila fruit flies entire year, so it is better. Like, it's good to study if you wanted to study any genetic, any practical, if you want to perform on them, then entire year you get them, because breeding is throughout the year. Then hundreds of progenies per mating. From a single mating, you'll get hundreds of progeny. That means you have results. If you have hundreds of progeny, result is broader and you can conclude in a precise way. Your result will be more accurate, appropriate than if you are studying with the lesser progenies. Male and female flies are easily distinguishable. That means male is smaller than the female. Here in diagram, in the figure, lower figure, you can see that males and females are easily distinguishable. It has many types of heredity variation that can be seen with low power microscope. One of the examples that Morgan has done is through its eyes. So these are the points that why melanogaster, Drosophila melanogaster is suitable for genetic study. Now let us learn the new concept, that is linkage and recombination. What is a linkage? It's a physical association of two or more genes on a chromosome. Here on the diagram, you can see a tightly linked gene and loosely linked gene. What is this tightly and loosely indicates? From the figure itself, it is very clear that tightly, when the genes are located close to each other, so they are tightly linked, the linkage is stronger. And on the other hand, loosely linked, when two genes are separated, right? They are far from each other. In that case, the linkage is not that much stronger, and they can be said that they are loosely linked. So linkage is a physical association of two or more genes on chromosomes. Linked genes do not show independent assortment. Recombination is a generation of non-parallel gene combinations. Recombination occurs due to independent assortment or the crossing over. What is the second figure is about the recombination. Why does the recombination occur? Because of crossing over. What is recombination? In which if these two genes The far the gene, just a simple concept is this. If the gene is loosely packed, the chances of recombination is higher. If the gene is tightly packed, the chances of recombination is low because the linkage between two genes is too stronger that it won't allow the crossing over. It won't allow separation during the crossing over. Let us see through the diagrams that are given below. In the second diagram, there are three genes A, B, and C. Due to crossing over, now if we compare the linkage between A and C, they are loosely. So the chances of separation is high. But if you compare A and B, they are tightly packed and the chances of recombination is too low. As I told you, if the linkage, they are tightly linked, recombination is less. If they are loosely linked, recombination rate is more. Another example is through crossing over. Here increases genetic variation. What is the crossing over? It will increase the genetic variation through recombination of linked genes. Here another example is the A, B, C, D, and E. Right? So if synapse, this is chiasma formation occurs at this junction, that will lead to formation of A, B, small b, capital C, capital D, and small e. On the other hand, instead of a small e, there will be a capital E. Right? This is how the crossing over will lead to formation of recombination, that will lead to recombination. Morgan carried out several dihybrid crosses in Drosophila to study sex-linked gene. Cross 1 and cross 2 examples are given. Cross 1 was done with yellow body, white eye female and brown body, red eye male. In the figure, it is too much clearly, it is very clear that yes, the female is white body with, yellow body with white eye. The male is brown body with red eye. On the other hand, the cross was between white eye and miniature wings with red eye winged large wing. So these were the two crosses that was done. There are many crosses that are being done by the Morgan, but one of the example is given here, and the gene are also written over here, right? This one is mutant. The wild eye and the mutant is given to you. Let us see what are the major findings of Morgan's experiments. This is the diagram that is there in your NCERT. It's same, there is no such changes. From this diagram, just have a look in the diagram, cross A and cross B. Cross A, the DNA or the genes are linked, linkage is tightly linked. So the chances you can see of recombination is so less. Whereas in cross B, there is linkage. You can see they are loosely linked. So that leads to increase in the recombination rate. Right? Let's read about the major finding of Morgan's experiment. The two genes did not segregate independently and F2 ratio deviated from 9:3:3 ratio. Right? Genes are located on X chromosome. He has chosen the X chromosome genes. When two genes are situated on same chromosome, proportion of parental gene combination was much higher than the non-parental. This is due to linkage. What he wants to say that if the genes are located in the same chromosome, let's see, like this, the genes are located on the same chromosome, and if they are tightly packed, then the chances of non-parental type, that means variation, is less. It is because of the linkage. Stronger the linkage, less the recombination. Lesser the linkage, more the recombination. Genes of white eye and yellow body, that is cross A, are very tightly linked. As I explained you in the previous slide, in A, the genes are tightly packed. That shows only 1.3% of recombination. Right? Genes of white eye and miniature wing, that is, here we are talking about B. They are loosely linked and it shows 37.2% of recombination. Tightly linked genes show low recombination and loosely linked genes show higher recombination. So that was the finding of Morgan's, and that lead to that opened the door for other scientists to work on this linkage and recombination. Among one is the Alfred Stewart one. He used the recombination frequency between gene pairs for measuring the distance between gene and mapped their position on the chromosome. Genetic maps are used as a starting point in sequencing of genome. Example is Human Genome Project. So this linkage and recombination help to map the position of chromosome. It's very simple. How it is simple? Like if the recombination between two genes is less, that means both the genes are located near. For example, A, B and C. Let's say the recombination between A and B is very less. That indicates that A and B are near to each other, whereas C is located far because chance of recombination is more. So this linkage and recombination helps to map the position of genes on the chromosome. This is the starting point in the sequencing of genome. This is same was used in Human Genome Project. So here we will end this video. Here we will end this part, video 4, in which we have learned about linkage, recombination. We have also learned about Sutton and Boveri, that is chromosomal theory, and proof that lead to the genes, chromosome, and at the last we have learned mapping of the gene on chromosomes. Thanks for watching.